All right, guys, we are here today. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let me make sure my desktop audio is. All right, guys, we are here today. Check 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you can hear me. You should be able to hear me pretty good. Let me know. And we'll get music playing here. Let me know if the music's too loud. It should be pretty good, but let me know if it's too loud. We turned it down a little bit. That should be pretty good. NASDAQ sitting right at 20,000 even right now, right at 20K. Wait, where's my coffee? There it is. Look at the NASDAQ, over 20,000 this morning. We got jobless claims. We got manufacturing PMI data. We got Amazon and Apple earnings this evening. All right, cool. Yeah, look at Apple. Again, a lot of this is from Microsoft. Microsoft's up big, dragging the NASDAQ up. 430s for Microsoft, just a huge earnings reaction here. NASDAQ, again, over 20,000 even, which big psychological level. We're definitely going to draw this on our charts. Look at 20K right here. Definitely watching 20,000. We got the high of the day up here. See if we can get over these levels. Those are some big levels. All right, so let's watch 225 right now. 225. We got Palantir, Apple, AMD, Nvidia, Meta, Microsoft, all very, 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 very green this morning. These are all really green. All right, guys, so we are almost to the end of the week. It's been a crazy week, honestly. Sorry, we're checking some other stuff this morning, see what's going on in the markets right now. All right. Yeah, let's check out the biggest news stories of the day here. Hey, what's up, Robert, Tony, Ricky, Pawn, Disciplined, Lee, W, Ava, Faye, Sam, Ray. Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Nvidia breaking highs too. Look at Nvidia up here. We had a green day yesterday. I'm happy about that too. I don't know if you like the music here. All right, guys. So stock indices are up in pre-market. Dow futures up almost 1%. S&P futures up over 1%. Nasdaq futures up almost 2% as of this morning, driven by strong tech earnings and optimism. The U.S. Senate narrowly rejected a bipartisan resolution to end the national emergency-based tariffs by a 49-49 vote tie, with Vice President Vance casting the tie-breaking vote to table the measure, an outcome underscoring political gridlock amid concerns over tariff-driven economic lags. Bloomberg reports that the U.S. has reached out to China to initiate tariff talk, signaling potential de-escalation in trade tensions after months of mutual levies. And so the U.S. has reached out to China. Real GDP contracted at an annualized rate of minus, we came in at minus 0.3% for quarter one 2025 GDP yesterday. First quarterly decline in 3 years. This has fanned some, obvious recession worries. Conference Board consumer confidence was down to 86 in April, a 13-year low. We also had non-farm employment data, which is kind of the prelim payroll number, show up yesterday, much lower at like 62, which is basically 50% lower than expected at like 115, 120. Microsoft beat quarter three revenue, though, and that's what's pumping markets up. Estimates with $70.1 billion revenue versus $68.4 driven by a 33% surge in Azure cloud sales and forecasting 34 to 35% cloud growth next quarter, sitting shares up 7%. You can see Microsoft way up here. And again, look at that 25 level reject right here, guys. I talked about it. Meta Platforms also beat. They posted 42.31 quarter one revenue versus 41.4 expected, EPS of $6.43 a share. Huge margins for Meta versus $5.20, lifting the stock up about 6.2% in early trading. QCOM had, I think a pretty bad reaction to earnings, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, QCOM tumbled down, though. They put in revenue below analyst estimates yesterday, causing shares to slide 6%. Yeah. All right, guys. So, and then today we got jobless claims unemployment. It's expected to show up at 225,000. 225K is what it's expected to show up at. We also have ISM manufacturing PMI at 10, which is a relevant one to pay attention to. ISM manufacturing PMI at 10. Jobless claims unemployment. We have Apple, Amazon earnings this evening. Very big reports. Very important. Microsoft had earnings. Chat. Yeah, so again, we're going to cover some of this stuff too. Yeah, again, the GDP was bad too, which is kind of crazy. Like, a lot of people did not expect this reaction with like negative GDP in a recession-fearing market. I think the only other good thing is that the market does fear inflation as well, and like losing GDP might help that. I'm not saying it's good, but it might help it. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, we got some earnings today, though, man. Again, Microsoft beat Q3. Today, the big one's Apple. So, like, just to put this into perspective, right? Microsoft's one of the most heavily weighted stocks, but so is Apple. Apple is up there. It depends on which index you look at, but Apple is one of the largest weighted stocks in the S&P 500. Amazon's an also really interesting one to watch, too, because of the stuff going on overseas with like tariffs and like what they talked about regarding Amazon during the Besant speech. So I think they might say some interesting things. Taking a look at bond yields here. Sorry, I'm trying to All right, so we got our post done, which is like our big post on x.com that covers all this different stuff. And again, I'll show you guys. So again, if you follow me on x.com, look at that 25. If you follow me on X, you can see all this stuff. So again, Senate narrowly rejected bipartisan resolution to end the president's national emergency-based tariffs. 49-49 vote, so it almost passed. Maybe this is what China was waiting for, to see if this happened first before they started to, negotiate. Vice President casted the tie-breaking vote, canceling out the gridlock. Bloomberg reports that the U.S. has reached out to China to initiate tariff talks, signaling de-escalation. GDP showed up at minus 0.3% yesterday. CP consumer confidence showed up at 86. We also had weak non-farm employment data. Microsoft beat big, huge growth from Azure and cloud. Meta beat big, huge growth and good revenue. Apple coming out today. Again, we got Apple and Amazon today. Oh, no, I messed this up here. This was QCOM, not Apple. I got to edit this. Hold on. This was QCOM, not Apple. That dropped. So QCOM forecast Q3. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, QCOM. Wait, I just edited it. I edited it to QCOM. Okay, yeah. So look, QCOM forecast Q3 revenue below analyst estimates, causing shares to slide. We got jobless claims expected at 225. ISM manufacturing PMI today expected at about 49.5. I'm showing 47.8, so I don't know. Non-farm payrolls expected at 135,000 jobs. Unemployment expected at unchanged at 4.2%. We got Apple dropping today. We got Amazon dropping today as well. A lot of stuff happening. The market did reject. Where did the market reject, guys? I'm not going to say my levels are the top 3 greatest levels of all time, but I drew this yellow line before they did this right here. Greatest level ever right here. Greatest level ever. Greatest leveler, I would say, in the world right now. But yeah, give me a follow at Beginner Trades if you haven't already. We appreciate it. Let's take a look at Treasury yields. Treasury yields down again, but today they're down pretty big here. Look at this. Renewing optimism. They're bringing treasuries down, yields down, to try to encourage people to buy treasuries as the market rebounds, right? If the market's coming back, people are more optimistic and they're going to stick their money in stocks, not treasuries. And so in that regard, yields are going down to kind of... or no, it's actually the opposite. So in that regard, yields are falling down. Price of the underlying bonds are going up as macroeconomic economic uncertainty goes up, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of counter. It's a little nonsensical for bond yields, but honestly, they've been moving kind of weird. And look at NVIDIA right now, chat. Look at NVIDIA surge. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is almost back up to 115, which is huge. Yeah, so bond yields are falling down with... I'm researching this now. They're falling down because of expectations of a Fed rate cut. So after the U.S. economy contracted with GDP yesterday, its first quarterly decline since 2022. Bond yields are coming down from that. Weak economic data, growth and recession concerns. And so even though the stock market's looking better today, the economy is kind of still in shambles. To be honest. So the economy's kind of still in shambles. Yeah. So that's what's going on today. That's why we see bond yields falling down. Weak GDP, weak payroll prelim data. But good earnings, nonetheless. Good earnings. All right, do I look at 20,000 hit? I almost want to buy this dip here. Hold on, let me find one. Yeah, we'll trade a little bit. Let's try to trade. I wanted to buy this dip. If we retrace back over, I'll buy one. Let's see if we start to head back up. I might buy more down to 1991 here. We did end up green yesterday on this account. We're over 20,000. That's got to be meant for something here. Do I want to add more? Probably not. Not yet. Little baby trade, but that's all right. The ranges must be small today because one micro contract is not getting me very far. This is where I want to add to it though, so I'll add right here. And we got like a 10 tick range, so we're risking about 10 ticks in this trade. Flat. There we go. Take half off there, lock that in. You love to see it. We're out. We got out. We could have added. We might add back on a contraction like this. There we go. We just added back. We're gonna double it down here. See if we rebound back up. All right, I got out of half right there. Completely half. I didn't trust it enough, and we can hold the rest longer term. I'm going to cut it here. We're still green on the day, just to put this into perspective. We're still green, but not as green. We just ended up breaking down. I want to see if it bounces at the 200 exponential at 1991. I could also buy this dip here at the 200 exponential. You know what? We'll try it. We got some support right here. And so we're trying to trade a little bit early. We'll take 2. Maybe get into 3 potentially here. What a slam down. I'm going to take half off. I don't like it at all. We're about flat on the day now. Let's see what this last contract does. I don't like it being under the 200 exponential, especially if this level holds resistance right here. This is not what I want. Yeah, we're going to have to cut that. So now we're a little red on the day, kind of flat. I wanted to rebound back up, but the market just decided to turn the other way. I'm trying to see what's giving it back. Oh yeah, we have some earnings this morning too, guys. So let's see what it is. U.S. Treasury says U.S. Treasury Bassett says tariff situation with China says it will be a multi-step process according to the FBN. So we're going to put some of these numbers up in chat. He says the meeting, McDonald's posted 267 versus 265, revenue of 5.9 versus 6. Big miss to revenue for McDonald's, to be honest. Harley Davidson withdraws 2025 outlook due to broader tariff situation. Yeah, I wanted to buy the dip here to the 200 exponential, which is one of my favorite little pivot points. I should have attacked this level here, though. But now that we broke under the 200 exponential, I just don't like it at all. We got a lot of unknown today, too. But we're still kind of flat here, chat. We're pretty neutral. Hey, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for all your economic news early here this morning, like we do. All right, so in terms of earnings this morning, we got Eli Lilly, Roblox, CVS, McDonald's, MasterCard, Siri, Moderna, Shake Shack, Builders, Quanta, Estee Lauder, Thomas Reuters, Baxter, Hubble, Kirkland, Blue Owl, Wayfair, and more this morning. NASDAQ still turning. AMD and Apple coming down a little bit this morning. So Meta's pulling back some, but AMD and Apple are the ones dipping here if we take a look. Here's Apple. Starting a little pullback here. AMD starting a little dip. NVIDIA is still up there, though. So NVIDIA's pulling back. Or AMD's pulling back, but NVIDIA's not. Here's AMD. Microsoft's still ripping up here this morning. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be green on every single trade. Like, one of the things that I see people have the habit of doing is that when I make money, I'm a genius and my levels are great. If I lose money, I'm a gambler, right? Like that's kind of what I see people say. And again, neither one of those things is probably true. All right, so Treasury Secretary Bessent says, I'm not involved with EU talks now. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's different, X. All right, so Treasury Secretary Bessent says the U.S. will tackle China tariffs in stages. He said we need to see de-escalation with China on tariffs. He noted, adding that Chinese economy is slowing substantially. He also flagged a potential return to aspects of Phase 1 agreements here. All right, so yeah, he said need to de-escalate with China. All right, I can't handle this song. This song's too ridiculous. I'm sorry. Phase 1 agreement put tariffs back 34%. How bigly is this report? Well, the jobless claims unemployment filing report is pretty big. So it's pretty big. It's not small. He said, I'm meeting with Japan on trade today. I'm trying to follow everything else going on right now in markets here. So the president wants a new Air Force One so badly he's refurbishing a Qatari plane, according to Wall Street Journal. The luxury plane is being outfitted in Texas for the use of him as his frustration mounts with Boeing. All right, and again, we had some earnings. I'm watching the market right now. We could reject at 20K. I think 20K is a big level too. But I'm going to wait until we get a little bit more obvious of a trend personally for me. I'd rather wait and have better edge. We got jobless claims unemployment filings dropping in an hour here. Chat, in 1 hour, jobless claims unemployment. You got the timer up here. You can also see what the expected numbers are. Yeah, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. 225,000 is the jobless claims numbers. All right, so Treasury Secretary Bessent says there is a meeting with Japanese delegation today, according to the FBN. We had Challenger layoffs that just came out. Challenger layoffs just dropped. They showed up at 105. 105. Market popped up a little bit from this report. Previous was 275, so less layoffs than expected. We did get a little pop up here. Do I want to buy this? Okay, we'll try to buy it. There we go. And we're going to trade it up to our level right here. We're going to cut it. All right. Green still, I think. No, we're red. Oh, man, it hurts. We're basically flat right now. Yeah, Eli Lilly down on earnings today. They had earnings. Eli Lilly ended up posting up 334 EPS, a 5.1% miss. Revenue beat expectations though, came in at 12.73 versus 12.64 expected billion. That is for Eli Lilly in revenue. So they beat EPS, they missed EPS, beat revenue for Eli Lilly. We're still waiting on Roblox, which is supposed to drop at 8 a.m. in about 29 minutes or so. MasterCard is supposed to drop at the same time. So we're still waiting on those, but most of the earnings this morning beat EPS. A couple of them missed though, a couple big ones missed. A lot of them beat revenue though, so like McDonald's missed revenue, Siri missed revenue, Moderna missed revenue, Shake Shack missed revenue, Builders First missed revenue, Reuters missed revenue. So, all right, we're now over 20,000 here, over 20K. All right, so we do have a White House briefing in 45 minutes. Caroline Leavitt talking. Yeah, so we do have a briefing with Caroline Leavitt this morning. They've been talking every day, though, basically. Do I want to buy this dip? I think so. I'm going to try. 2 contracts here, right at 20,000. Take half off here, lock the price in. Good. We got a rebound right here off of it. We'll give it a little second, though. I don't want to see it come back down, but we can hold the rest break even now that we're green. There we go. All right, we'll cut the rest there. Another $20. We should be green now. Yeah, we're green now. That's what I thought. I mean, we had a good string of little trades there. Treasury Secretary Bessent says they expect to see GDP revised. According to FBN, says GDP decline may have been due to inventory stocking of imports. So that just came out too. All right, so we pulled back to that 20,000 level here. Microsoft down to under 430s, under 430s. All right, so we did bounce exactly off of 20,000. Look at that level hold. So right over 20K. All right, so Bessent says U.S. household consumption is strong. GDP decline may have been due to inventory stocking. They expect to see it revised. All right, so the India Defense Minister speaks to U.S. Defense Secretary as well. We had Parker Hannifin drop earnings, International Exchange drop earnings, Southern Co drop earnings. Challenger layoff showed up at 105s versus 275 previously. And the president wants a new airplane. That's basically what's going on this morning right now. Earnings come out this morning. Eli Lilly, Roblox. At about 23 minutes, we've got Roblox earnings and MasterCard earnings drop, but the rest are basically out. NASDAQ's over 20,000. Not a huge amount over 20K, but it is running up a little bit. And, yeah. Tesla's almost up to 290 here. GM CEO says it's making a commitment to bring more production back to the U.S. according to CNBC for GM. We're going to stream it tonight, Field. All right, so now we're down under 20K again. We're kind of chopping back and forth here. I'm watching this 200 EMA right now. I think I probably should draw another level. We'll see what happens. We got the 200 exponential right here at this 992 level that we're watching. Yeah, we got our Discord. Give it a follow. Completely free, doesn't cost anything. You can hang out with us after the stream. All right, so the Treasury Secretary Besant also said about 11 minutes ago, he said strategic uncertainty is the president's negotiation tactic. Basically, I don't think so. I disagree with this. Again, I'm not saying I disagree with the president or whatever. What I'm saying is no president wants uncertainty. All right, no president wants uncertainty. And so that's a bluff, in my opinion, to be honest. And again, you don't have to be one of those people that just blindly support anybody. Like, I'm very neutral politically. I agree with some of the things he does. I disagree with some of the things he does. And so, I hope you guys understand. I try not to talk too much on political stuff just because people get so weird about it, bro. They get so strange. It's like if I don't only say good things, they get mad. Alright. There we go. That's better. All right, NASDAQ back under 20K. We're at 19,992. I want $1 eggs again. Yeah, Robinhood had earnings yesterday. They are honestly huge. Look at Robinhood pump right now. Robinhood up to 5150s. 5150s for Robinhood. Just huge momentum here. Wow. Massive increase for Robinhood. Look at Robinhood up here. 50s right now. Crazy. NASDAQ's retesting 20,000 again. Look at the NQ on 20. Microsoft 430s. Again, Robinhood pumped up after earnings yesterday. They debuted some type of prediction hub on Robinhood. And so... the next earnings are today, Jose. Yeah. Next earnings are today. I want to see what rate cut odds are looking like. We got bond yields falling down. We're still at 93 to 7. This is basically where we were yesterday, 93 to 7. If we take a look at June, though, this is the one you want to pay attention to. June rate cut odds are increasing. You know, they're currently at over 60%, thinking that we're going to have a rate cut by June. Previously, it was July. But June, you know, is looking pretty probable that we're going to cut rates by June now. So we'll see what that looks like as well. But yeah, that's the odds right now for rate cuts. Only about a 7% chance as of now that we're going to cut in May. 63% chance that we're going to cut by June, though. So my guess is we'll get a 25 basis point easing into it by June. My risk management system goes something like this. If I lose more than $150 or $200 on the day, I usually shut it down. Sometimes I will set... TopStep X has this feature that allows me to set a max loss on the day. And so sometimes I'll set that, especially if I'm on like a big green streak where I've made money over and over and over again. Sometimes I'll set that max loss so I don't end up having these big drawdowns in my account. And so it's just kind of like a slow and steady rise, slow and steady rise, slow and steady rise. All right, so we're now over 20,000 again. I think that's an optimistic thing. I might buy the dip again if we get down here. We got jobless claims in 45 minutes. All right, so we're going to add, there you go, a quick little pop back up. Look at that. Okay, we're going to take half of that off because we can. Let the rest ride. Here's the top of the range, though. I don't want to get stuffed up to there at the top. Yeah, we'll cut it here. All right, very small, chipping away, chipping away. Thank you, John. I was thinking of buying a call option for August 28th, which is the next one. I did look it up. I heard the chart says look it up. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it's every 3 months. And so if it's May, 3 months from now is August. What's up, Will? Yeah, let's take a look at gold here. Gold's now falling down, showing some optimism in stocks. Down to 3200s for gold. Nasdaq still surging up though. Robinhood's still pumping up too, man. Robinhood up to 50, almost 52s right now. Yeah, the raise in CapEx is what made a lot of hardware companies optimistic, because increase in CapEx means they're going to be spending more on AI hardware, and that made Nvidia bounce. That made a lot of tech and hardware companies bounce because of the increased CapEx. I think they increased it from 60 to 65 to 64 to 74, something like that, or maybe 64 to 72, but it was bumped up for sure. All right, we're gonna try to buy this again. Ooh, I don't really like that dip. We'll add up to 3 here. Didn't get a good add here. We got a cushion though. I just want to see if we keep like fighting back. We got 45 minutes. How do we go from being bearish yesterday morning to being bullish this morning? That's how the market is, bro. All right, so we're all the way at the top of this range again. We're going to go ahead and cut it. Slowly building up a small cushion on the day first. Go ahead and get out up there. Little $20 bills over and over and over again. Look at this. There's certain areas where we got a high probability of a bounce. This might be a little resistance level though. At like, we got a little previous high up there at 13 or 12. So gold rebounding back up some here. Yeah, so GDP showed up negative yesterday, right? And this is a big story of the day. GDP negative. But if you got a physical product, good luck. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is right now. Again, we got ISM manufacturing PMI later. Jobless claims, unemployment. Look at this pop. Look at this pop. I should have held. I got to get stronger hands here. I think my entries are good a lot of the time, but I got to get stronger levels here. Here's 25. Or I got to have stronger hands here with these trades. All right, look at this rip here. Let me see if this is news driven or not. We're looking at yields. Yields are still down to 4.13 today. 4.13. Watching the Fed watch tool. Yeah, I don't really see any other news. I think this is just normal market strength. Look at 25 level, though. Look at that. Look at gold fall down even more here as the market rips. So yeah, we are rejecting right at 25s. We're going to reject right at 25s. And again, guys, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Like, we cover economic data as soon as it drops. That's why we get thousands of people here when they drop. We cover all the big earnings. We cover all the major economic news. We trade live. We don't even claim to be good traders, but we're trying to teach people about economics a lot of the time when we do it. So we're covering Fed rates, yields, bonds, stock prices, NASDAQ future prices, gold, and big market news, and people understand that they can tune into this channel to cover, to hear what's going on in markets. It's kind of a one-stop shop. You'll know what's going on economics-wise, tariff news, markets news, and we start early. So then gold will have a massive boost till 33.20. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about shorting gold this morning, and I kind of understand it because gold can uptrend for a long time, but it can also downtrend for an extended period of time as well. Plus, I got some of the top 3 greatest levels of all time ever in the world. Look at this level. I drew this level before this one right here. Top 3 greatest level of all time right there. That's all I'm saying. Do I think Nvidia will drop below 110 by August? I have no idea. I had no idea. August is light years away in market terms. No idea. Depends on what a lot of stuff could happen between now and August. Yeah, we got about 830 people watching already. It's not even 8 a.m., so feels good. Feels good, man. Channel has honestly grown a lot. It really has. Like, it's grown a lot. And I told people this before. You know, for most people, the stuff going on in the market right now is bad. For me, it hasn't been bad. You know, it's helped me a lot in markets. And I cut it in December, you know. Amazon, Walmart, Dollar Tree, everything is made. Yeah, for sure, 100%. That's how it is, Jonathan. You know, your levels are pretty solid. That's why I keep coming back. Hey, thank you, Chase. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, sir. I think the whole market will reverse by next week. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah, y'all just hang in there. We got 40 minutes left until jobless claims. We almost got 1,000 here, but just remember, jobless claims unemployment dropping at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time today is not a small report. It's a week-to-week unemployment filings report, but it preceding the payroll report we got tomorrow with unemployment and payroll numbers tomorrow, especially in really weak payroll numbers, as well as it preceding Apple and Amazon earnings this afternoon. It's a big report you want to watch. It's a big report you want to watch. Again, jobless claims expected at 225. Manufacturing PMI drops at both 945, and then the big one is ISM manufacturing data. It shows up at 10 a.m. at 48 is what it's expected to show up at. We also have the Atlanta Fed GDP now for the second quarter expected at 2.4% for quarter two. I expect this is going to come in low. And then tomorrow we got non-farm payrolls, unemployment, government payrolls, private payrolls, average hourly earnings unemployment rate and more tomorrow. So tomorrow's like finalizing everything. Tomorrow's big. You know what I don't understand? You know what I don't understand? Completely irrelevant here. You know what I don't understand? I don't understand the people who base their entire personality off of like an app that says kind words about them. Like you go to these little social media apps and they're like, Steve, you've got a bright soul, but you don't let anybody hurt you. And you're great to your friends. You know, might as well be a horoscope, you know. You know, you're the greatest person to the people you love and everybody cares about you. Like an app is telling you this, you know. And we're posting it like it's automatically true. Everybody wants to believe that about themselves. You know, everybody wants to believe it about themselves. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Like, am I really going to let an app tell me who I am? No, of course not. Look at this level, 20,025. I don't know why I couldn't pronounce this number. 20,025. Just rejected it again for the third time today. We're coming back down to 20K. Do I want to buy this little dip? We might bounce right here at 12. We might bounce directly off of 12. Because I see another little level here. It's a little mini level, but I'm watching it. We might not, just to clarify. While Steve hands out parking tickets, yeah. It's just positive affirmations. I'm not mad at it, Bar. I'm really not. I'm not mad at it. It's all love here. I get it. Listen. Affirmate me, you know. If that's even a word. I don't know if it is. But I'm just, look. I get it. I get it. The green screen's not buggy. But if I turn the other stuff down, it kind of messes up, so. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Affirm is the word. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I don't know. Affirm me here, okay? That's what you guys are for. You guys are supposed to affirm me. Whoa, the green screen is, you are right and I am wrong. The green screen really is kind of glitching out. Look at this thing, man. Top 3 worst green screens of all time right here. See, the problem is if I don't do it like this, I have to leave it like this where it has a little bit of the, you know, hat glitch. If I don't, it'll glitch out over and over again. So look, we're right at 212. We're right at 20 and 12. I don't know how to say this. 20 and 12, I guess, is the easiest way. I could say 212, but that's not really the right price. It'd be 20 and 12. Thank you, Christopher. I need to hear it, bro. Let it come. Let it, you know, let it flow through me. I need that right now. Happy days. $50 kilos would be, listen, for my European folks out there, 50 key, it'd be 50 times 2.2, right? So you're basically saying I look like I weigh 100 pounds? A little bit over that, but still, you know. I probably did, honestly. When I was 18, I was like 130 pounds, bro. I was a hard gainer. I was lanky and skinny. It took me a while to gain weight. It really did. I didn't really start putting on some weight until I was like 25. So that's how it goes. I was a hard gainer. All right, guys, NASDAQ's coming back down. I don't know if I want to buy 20,000 again. It's worked so much, I'm skeptical of it working again here at 20K. Even though, watch it just rip up, and I'm going to be sitting here twiddling my thumb mad about it. We'll see. 30 minutes left, chat. 30 minutes left. I didn't even know they were fighting. Sandhagen and Figueiredo. Honestly, this is a good card. It's a pretty solid card. You got Jeremy Stevens. You got Santiago Nebio. I can always mispronounce it. Daniel Rodriguez. You got Bo Nickel. You got Reiner de Ritter. You got Corey Sandhagen Davis. That's a good card. Not a bad card. Look, here's the balance at 20K that I wanted. I just didn't take. All right, guys. 30 minutes left. 30 minutes left. Meta's rocking again. Is it really? Is Meta pushing up? Microsoft's still pumping here. Meta is. Meta creeping up towards the highs of the day. 587.70s for Meta is the high. It's up to 585, so it's got a couple dollars to go, but getting close. Robinhood's still pushing up a lot. Apple's not really doing that great ahead of its earnings. QCOM down big. Amazon, pretty flat. I don't think that's pay-per-view level card. I mean, I don't know if I would buy that pay-per-view. It's got no main event. It's got no main event. You know. I mean, you could say Sandhagen versus Figueiredo, but no, like, it's not even a championship bout. You know, like, there's three good, like, really good fights. Santiago versus Rodriguez. Ritter versus Bo Nickel, when Bo Nickel's undefeated. Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo, right? Like, those are the three good cards. Jeremy Stevens might be in a good fight, but sometimes those are also boring and he just kind of gets wrestled and, you know, that's it. So, yeah, I'm not saying some of the other fights aren't going to be good, but in terms of, like, interest, I'm interested in those three. All right, so we're coming back down here. We're almost about to hit 20,000 on the NASDAQ. Gold is still testing lows of the day at 3,200s. Meta is pushing up a little bit. And again, yesterday we had negative GDP. We had GDP actually show up negative when they expected a positive 0.3 or 0.4% print. We ended up showing up at negative 0.3%. Now, this is the prelim advanced estimate for GDP. So it's the least accurate, the most rangy of any of the GDP reports. And so they could correct it on the upside. They could revise it on the upside, and it could increase over time and get better for the next couple months as the finalized version comes out. So that's very possible as well. But again, not good. We also had really weak prelim NFP numbers. We had non-farm employment numbers show up at 62,000 versus 120 expected. So literally over 50% less than that expectation. Very weak. This freaked a lot of people out with weak negative GDP and really low non-farm employment payrolls. And this is why the market dropped yesterday for the first half of the day, really, the first couple hours. And it dropped a lot. And then it rebounded really big. And so that's kind of the landscape of what's going on. What ended up saving the market, especially yesterday, is Meta, Microsoft earnings. Microsoft ended up flying up with huge Azure sales and cloud growth. That's one of the big things going on right now. Microsoft flying up, still up big. Meta's flying up as well after a pretty good earnings beat as well. But look at Microsoft up to 430s. 430s, getting very close to highs of the day again here at almost 432.50s for Microsoft. So gold is breaking down a little bit. Nvidia's up to almost 115s. It's at 114s now. And that's basically what's going on. Today, again, we got ISM manufacturing PMI. We got jobless claims unemployment going live. We got Apple, Amazon earnings in the evening. But the big report this week, honestly, that remains this week is non-farm payrolls. Non-farm payrolls tomorrow, a huge report. Unemployment tomorrow is big as well. But non-farm payroll is a huge report, especially with the really weak print that we had for the non-farm employment prelim NFP data. Non-farm payrolls is important. We'll stream it live here at 8:30. Hit the subscribe button. Somebody's asking, are we in a recession yet? Let me do a poll. Are we entering a recession right now? Vote on that poll. Are we entering a recession right now? Let me know what you guys think. Are we getting close to one? I don't know. John Jones versus Aspinall, the only fight that matters. Yeah, I mean, kind of. The answer is just no. I don't know. Yeah, so there's the bounce right at 20,000. I told you guys I might regret not buying this dip again. I told you guys I might regret not buying this dip. Top 3 best dip buy of all time, and I missed it, guys. I missed it. Last quarter of good earnings. Enjoy it. Yeah, we'll see, Michael. Do you like old Porsches? No, not really. I want a new Porsche, not an old one. I like Porsches, but I'd rather a new one versus an old one. You know? The only car I'd prefer an old one is like a American Muscle, like a 67 Shelby Mustang or something, like, or a 69 Camaro, you know, 69 GTI, right? Like, that's what I'd prefer if I'm gonna get an older car. That's what I want, you know. Outside of that, give me a new one all day. All right, so we are pushing up. Here's 2025 right now. We're testing 2025 again. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4th, 5th test. 5th test of 2025. We just tapped it again. Will we hold in this range? We got 25 minutes left until jobless claims unemployment goes live. We also have manufacturing data coming out later on this morning as well. All right, so did we get Roblox earnings? Did we get Roblox yet? Roblox was supposed to drop. MasterCard did drop. Yeah, Roblox dropped. Posted 32-cent loss per share versus 40-cent loss expected. Revenue of 1.04 billion. They expected 1.14 billion, so a miss in EPS, or a BDPS miss revenue for Roblox. MasterCard posted 373 versus 350s. Expected revenue of 7.3 versus 7.1 expected. So MasterCard BDPS beat revenue for both of these. And let me put this up in chat. The big story for these earnings this morning is missing, and a lot of them are missing. A lot of misses for revenue showing up. Yeah, a lot of stuff's missing revenue. Yeah, so the MasterCard. All right, so yeah, this was, let's see, we got Eli Lilly, Roblox, CBS, McDonald's this morning, Siri, mRNA, Shake Shack, Builder, Power, EL, Estee Lauder, Thomas Reuters, which is TRI, BAX, Hub, Kirkland's, Blue Owl, Wayfair, yeah, so Roblox didn't show. All right. So sorry, I wanted to get my earnings post here. We got 21 minutes left until these data drops. 21 minutes. All right, so we still rejected 25. We've been in this tiny little range all morning here where we're up, down, up. Hopefully you guys can see how you identify these ranges, and hopefully that's useful for you all. Roblox is 72 though. Yeah. Yeah, SoFi had pretty good reactions. Robinhood honestly has been flying up. SoFi up to almost $13 a share. Meta at 586s, Nvidia at 114s. Roblox shareholder letter says based on earlier data, they believe that differential pricing has been positive to bookings and neutral to slightly accretive to margins. Well, Meta's up a lot. I don't think it's not going to, you know, Meta's testing highs of the day as we speak here. So, like, look at Meta. So, Meta up to 586s. Meta's like $1.50 away from highs of the day again for Meta. Microsoft as well has been pumping up. And again, another story of the day is bond yields, guys. Like I said, bond yields opening up red this morning. Look at bond yields right now. They're pretty red. They're at 4.13s. So bond yields down, showing a lower interest rate sentiment. Most analysts expect that we're going to get a 25 basis point cut by June. Which is earlier than previous predictions here. But again, you can kind of see bond yields falling down some. You can see the 5-day trend of bond yields has been mostly negative over a longer term chart. You know, they were up to 4.4s not that long ago. So bond yields and interest rate sentiment, you can look at it the month. So been a little volatile, up, down, you know, but they're settling back down to the low 4s in terms of yields. And again, yields and interest rates follow each other. Bond prices and bond yields inverse each other. So that's the thing to understand. Bond prices and bond yields inverse. All right, so we're reaching back up to test 20.25, 20.025, I should say. So we're starting to head back up. Let's see if we continue. All right, so we just finally ripped over this level. We ripped over 20 and 25 for the first time all day. Broke highs of the day with only 17 minutes left until non-farm or until jobless claims unemployment filings come out. So we did break over this level here. Again, Meta is now at 587s. Apple at 210s roughly. Meta's getting very close to highs of the day. AMD, Microsoft rebounding a little bit as well. A lot of stuff's following the market up. But let's see if 2025 holds 20.025 in the NASDAQ. Yeah, we're finally up there. We tested this level 4 times now. All right, so here's a retest of it. Let's see if it turns into support or if it breaks down underneath it. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I got... No. All right, so we're retesting 2025. We just bumped right back underneath it. All right, guys. Let's see if we hold under 20.025, this 25 level. Again, back down to under 25s. Now we're at 22s. Let's see if what happens here. Meta got right up to the highs of the day. Let's see if it rebounds. Yeah, so I'm looking at this news here. So HSBC chairman Mark Tucker is going to retire at the end of this year, according to Bloomberg. Ripped right back over 25. Let's see if we continue to hold. Meta's getting very close to that high of the day level here, chat. Very, very close. All right, so we're creeping up, guys. We're at 2,000 or 20,030 now. 20,030. Testing 25 again, chat. Bounce right off of it this time. Oh my gosh. Bro. How is my water... White House economic advisor Hassett says he is hopeful for progress with China on trade, according to CNBC. Bro, somebody please tell me. What the heck is going on? Bro. What the heck is going on? Here is my water bill. My water bill is $912 right now, guys. Up 168%. What the heck is going on right now, dude? $1,000 water bill, bro. Honestly, dude, my wife's got her little garden out there, bro. I'm about to tear that garden down. Okay, I'm really not. She would kill me. But $1,000 water bill is just not cutting it. This is just, honestly, I'm shocked looking at this bill right now. What is going on? What is going on? My last one was $341. $912, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. $1,000 water bill. How? I don't get it. I don't get it. Water. I don't know if y'all can tell I'm not happy about this at all. At all, I'm not happy about this. I live in Texas. We're supposed to get cheap water here, you know? All right, guys, so NASDAQ is over 20. Again, Microsoft pushing up towards highs of the day. Meta pushing up towards highs of the day. Apple pushing up towards highs of the day. AMD up to over 100 now. NVIDIA up to almost 115s. Is at 114.20s here. We have a sprinkler system, and my wife has created a garden in our backyard that has pear trees, apricot trees, strawberries, blueberries. She's got this whole garden in the backyard now. It's been her project for the last like month. Every time I step outside, she wants me to go to Home Depot with her. $900 water bill though, man. Right, this is at least $15 worth of water in my coffee right now. Aquafina, yeah, let me hit them up, get that sponsorship money. All right, chat, listen, we got about 10 minutes left. Jobless claims unemployment filings are a week-to-week unemployment filing report that goes live every week, Thursday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be covering it live in about 10 minutes. We'll see how it influences the market and the landscape of negative GDP, weak prelim payroll data, good Meta and Microsoft earnings results, and more. Today we got Apple. Big one going live after the closing bell today. We're going to be streaming that like we always do. Amazon as well. We're going to be streaming that like we always do. Stick around. Yeah, but here's my problem. Like the day before yesterday, my water basically flooded. My wife basically flooded her whole backyard by leaving the hose on. That shouldn't be $500 every time she forgets to turn the hose off, though. That's what I'm confused about. I'm going to tell her she's got to pay the water bill. I'll let you know how that goes. Palantir. Palantir's up to over 120s right now. NASDAQ under 20.25s. 025s. 9 minutes left, chat. 9 minutes left. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We're live every weekday morning for free right here. Yeah, Robinhood flying up today. Flying up. Palantir over 120s. Gone but never forgotten? What do you mean, the water? Yeah, I know, man. Listen, rest in peace to my freaking water that spilled out in my yard. All right, look at this big pullback here, guys. Big pullback all the way down under 20.025. We are now all the way down to 11s, 13s, 14s on the NASDAQ NQ. We are dropping big. Again, bond prices are up today. Yields are down today. Hassett said we have had some offers from more than 20 countries, according to a CNBC interview. We're making very close progress with China. He said, I'm hopeful for progress with China on trade, according to a CNBC interview. So this is going on right now regarding China. I don't know if this is going to negatively affect markets. All right, so NASDAQ's coming all the way back down to the 200 exponential here, all the way back down. It's trying. all the way back down to 20 ahead of this report. Again, we're expected at 225,000 for jobless claims, unemployment filings, 225K. Yeah, we still got like 6 minutes left. Let's see if we bounce at 20. I kind of want to buy 20, but we're so close to this report that I don't know if I want to buy it right now and see, I don't know what kind of influence we're going to get from that. We've bounced at 20 so many times that like I think a rejection at 25 again might cause like bearish sentiment. We might continue to trend down. We'll see though. Microsoft Meta is already up big on the day as well, so I think like in terms of extension that makes sense as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have a nickname for my wife that's been, she's been known as this in my household for years. She's the plant murderer, okay? She buys plants, doesn't water them, and then they die, right? And this has happened pretty regularly for the last, 15 years. She's actually gotten pretty good at it now, though, so a lot of them are still alive. And so she might have to change her nickname. But that's what it is. Microsoft coming all the way down under 430s here. We're right at 20,000. We're right at 20K. Nvidia at 114s. Yeah, she definitely watered him this time, Yeah, it's definitely, she definitely, she took offense to that name this time. She might have watered them too much now. Our whole backyard is mud. Yeah, so again, we're under 20,000 now ahead of this jobless claims report in 5 minutes. We're under 20K, under 20,000, still breaking down. Let's see if we hold. My hands are off. I'm not going to trade before this event. I'm too worried about the influence it has on prices. So I'm just going to wait. I love her. She's a good wife. She's a good wife, She's been with me since before I made any money at all. And, she's a good wife. But to plants, not that good. All right, guys. 20,000. We're sitting right at 20K. We got 4 minutes exactly left until this number. It's expected at anywhere between 225, 224K. Is what's expected. Last time jobless claims unemployment filing showed up at, hold on, let me find this. Yeah, last time jobless claims showed up at 222K, 222. This time they're expecting, this time they're expecting 225. So Hassett said president doesn't support a tax increase on the wealthy. Yeah, that's pretty, that's kind of obvious, I think, right? All right, guys, under 20,000 now. We got about 3.5 minutes left. 3.5 minutes. Hey. I love you. Have a good day. All right, guys, now we're under 20,000. 20,000. Now we're under 20K. We got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes. So lower jobless claims means less people filing for unemployment. Hey, buddy. You doing okay? I love you. Have a good day, dude. I love you, bro. What? Probably, but it's going to be later, but probably. Love you. All right. All right, guys. So jobless claims unemployment filings dropping live in 2.5 minutes. Tariffs disproportionately to the tax. Yeah. You look like Peter Sutherland. Do I really? I need to get one of those cross earrings like the Lost Boys. And vampire teeth. Then I'd really look like him. All right, so we're at 993s here. 993s. We got 2 minutes left, chat. 2 minutes left. All right, guys, here we go. Less than 2 minutes left. Jobless claims, unemployment filings. NASDAQ is flushing down ahead of this report. We got about a minute and 45 seconds. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Again, hit the live next to the play button. It'll make sure you're fully caught up on the stream so that you get the report live with me here. Again, tomorrow we got non-farm payrolls. Today we got jobless claims, unemployment's dropping in less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. We're ready here. Again, 225, 224 is what they're expecting. Lower is better for the economy. It means less people are filing for unemployment, right? Lower is better for the economy. It means less people filing for unemployment. And then later on today, we got ISM manufacturing data. We got just about 1 minute left. Just about 1 minute left, chat. Yeah. Let's see if we get anything. Here we go. We are almost here, chat. 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Give me your last minute predictions out. Oh, that's Kiefer? Who's Peter Sutherland? I don't know who that is. Is that his dad? His uncle? His brother? Different guy completely? Kiefer. I should have remembered that name. Hey, we got 25 seconds left, chat. 25 seconds left. We'll see what we get. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8. This timer's early. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's the report right here. Waiting. All right, look at the NASDAQ fall here, guys, on this report. It fell all the way down to 19,977. 19,977. Jobless claims ended up showing up here, Chad. Jobless claims ended up showing up at 241, way higher than expected jobless claims. 241, way higher than expected. 241 versus 224 expected, way higher than expected jobless claims. This signals more people filing for unemployment. Continuing claims also showed up at 1.916 million, 1.92 million for jobless claims versus 1.86 million expected. So way more people filing for unemployment week to week here. Way more people filing for unemployment. The market did not like this. Initially, the reaction has been much more negative, all the way down to 5s, 955s, 956s here on this report. Again, jobless claims showed up at 241 versus 220s expected. 240s versus 220s expected. Again, jobless claims 241 versus 220s expected here. Much weaker than expected. Much weaker than expected. Much more weak for the economy is what this means. Continuing claims showed up at 1.96 versus 1.8. So more people filing for unemployment. Much more people filing. Is this bad, Chad? Is this bad? All right, so we put the jobless claims numbers out. We'll put this number up on screen. Again, 241 versus 220s expected here. Much weaker numbers than expected. Yikes. All right, so we do have some news, some optimistic news, I think. White House economic advisor Hassett says tariff news is expected by the end of this day. Some type of tariff news. We're going to put this number up in chat. There's the number in chat right now. We'll put this up on screen as well. Does this number make you guys nervous? Because we got ISM services numbers coming out later on today at 10 a.m. as well. So ISM services, we're going to put this up on screen. Market has honestly rebounded all the way back up, though. Look at this bounce. Almost right back up here. And sometimes the first move is the wrong move. I don't know a situation in which less people working and more people filing for unemployment is going to be optimistic regarding the economy, unless the market just severely fears inflation problems. And more people filing for unemployment signals less inflation worries, potentially. I don't know. Yeah, maybe rate cut odds. That's very possible. But the market's popping up. Let's watch 20,000 again. Let's watch 20K. I kind of want to short up here, though. Should I short this? All right, we'll try. Oh, what a bad fail here. I'm going to have to add to this to fix it. Maybe not add too much, but... All right, we're green. We're going to hold this break even now. We might add to it, though. There we go. Keep dropping. Don't you do it. Keep going down. There you go. That's what I thought. All right, we're just going to get out the bottom of the range. I don't trust this at all. So another little $15 gain here. Again, weak jobless claims. Weak jobless claims. We got ISM services PMI coming out. Unemployment claims came in hot. Again, unemployment claims came in hot. All the way up at 240s versus 220s expected, guys. 240s versus 220s expected. Not good. Not good. We'll see if they continue today, but man. All right, so we're still heading down, though, so we're not doing bad. Let's see if we continue down. All right, we got ISM manufacturing PMI data coming live at the opening bell now. ISM manufacturing data coming live. The jobless claims data is out. If you haven't already, check out TopStep. TopStep gives you a 50K demo. They test your skill with the demo first. It's a great way to learn. Most day traders lose money. If you put up your own money, you're probably going to lose thousands of dollars if you deposit thousands of dollars into your first day trading account. It makes absolutely no sense to learn that way. Almost all day traders lose, and you're going to have to pay a market tuition, thousands of dollars funding your own account most of the time. Instead of that, try TopStep's funded account program. They give you a 50K demo. They test your skill. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for it. The base one's $50. Basically, it's $49 plus tax. They give you a 50K demo. If you can make 3K without losing 2K, reasonable 3-to-2 ratio, they fund you 50K. You get to keep your first $10,000 in profit afterwards, and then 90%, which is very similar to funding your own account. If you fail, you're out $50 basically. Best of both worlds, limited risk, and they pay out hundreds of millions. They fund thousands. Learning how to trade in this type of structured environment where you have to follow rules is a beautiful way to learn, and most of the time you're going to lose less than you would funding your own account thousands and losing that in the beginning. Most of the time. I can't guarantee anything, though. I'm biased because I get paid by them. If you want to check them out, here's the link. It's a great way to help support the channel. I think it's good for day traders, to be honest, because most day traders lose money. I don't care what course you take, who you follow. Most day traders are going to lose money. And so, again, if you want to check them out, here is the link. I'll pin it to the top of the chat as well. And, yeah. We're still testing this level down here, this 975 level. Good signal for the Feds. I think it might increase the odds of a rate cut to a certain extent, depending on what unemployment numbers show up tomorrow. And so this number has changed slightly in terms of rate cuts. 93 to 7 still, but it's gone up a little bit. So it's gone up a tad bit. Let's take a look at bond yields. Have they opened up yet on... Yeah, bond yields opened up lower, but they did just spike on this report. So they did just spike on this report. I don't know why they would spike on this report, but hey. Actually, they went down on this report. I'm sorry. Here's 730. Yeah, so they went down on this report. As they should. I mean, bond yields decreasing means lower interest rate sentiment. Bond yields increasing means higher interest rate sentiment. So anything that shows a weak economy and more justifies a rate cut is going to make bond yields decrease, not increase. But it's not a perfect science. Yeah, well, GDP showed up negative yesterday, so not good. All right, so look at this decrease coming here. We're at 969s right now, 969s. Yeah, so again, weekly jobless claims surged to 241s. More than expected. Last sign of economic trouble we got, and yeah, definitely ain't good. Again, while you're here, give me a follow on x.com. Like, we make posts like this regularly, breaking the news down. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so give me a follow. It's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. At Beginner Trades. At Beginner Trades. Sorry, Pawn. I don't even know if I pulled Discord up this morning, bro. Let me make sure. Yeah, so McDonald's, yeah, so McDonald's same-store sales drop. McDonald's down 2.4% pre-market as of 7 this morning. NASDAQ is starting to react negatively to this report. Look at 950 right here, though. Supply chain issues are next, maybe. All right, we're still decreasing here. I appreciate the follows. Appreciate the love. Thanks so much, guys. Let's keep the growth up. Again, we ask people, are we entering a recession right now? Do I want to short this little baby level here? Look at this. No. Maybe. We ask people, are we entering a recession right now? 55% say yes. No. Does weakening GDP, growing unemployment numbers, and trade concerns equal increased possibility of a May Fed cut? Yes. But I don't think we're going to cut in May. I think it's pretty... We got a 7% chance of a cut in May. So I don't think we're going to cut in May. I think we have to wait until June to get the cut. So we got to wait a couple months before we're going to get the cut. So Josh says 55% of people don't understand we already in one. Laugh out loud. I mean, how can we be in one when we haven't had one confirmed negative GDP quarter, let alone two? Like, in order to have a recession, you need 2 negative GDP quarters. We already had finalized quarter 4 GDP results come in at 2.4%. So that wasn't negative. Now, they do think the current or the previous quarter, quarter 1, is negative. But at this point, we haven't had enough of quarter 2 to say whether it's negative or positive yet. And so the point is, we can't be in a recession right now because we haven't had one negative losing GDP quarter confirmed, let alone 2. Now, we might be heading towards one and inching towards one now. We've had the first negative GDP reading. It's not confirmed yet, though. These are just advanced estimate GDP data that came out yesterday at negative 0.3%. But it's still too early to tell, and we have to have confirmation in that first. No, we didn't have 2 quarters last year negative. A few years ago we did, but it wasn't last year. The Fed watch tool is basically staying stagnant. Actually, no. The likelihood of a cut just increased to 10% in June, or in May. So the likelihood of a cut right here, it's now up to almost 10%, 9.8%. Only 90% chance of a pause now in May. So we got about a week until the Fed meeting. Fed meeting is next Wednesday. The link should work, but I don't know. Yeah, so again, I think another big story right now is the White House economic advisor Hassett says tariff news is expected by the end of the day. Just a lot of stuff going on for markets, man. I mean, Dan, they trade futures on Top Step. So, I mean, all the big futures contracts that you want to trade are there, to be honest. You could trade micro Bitcoin. You could trade the NASDAQ. You could trade the S&P. You could trade the Dow. You could trade the Russell. You could trade, I think you could trade some currencies even. You could trade commodities. You could trade gold. You could trade all kind of stuff. Like, those are all the big futures contracts. All right, so we're still bouncing right here at this 975 level. We're still watching this level very closely here. We got 45 minutes until the opening bell. GDP data is rear looking, aka we have already been in one if data is showing a negative GDP for the prior quarter. Yeah, I mean, Josh, so do you understand what the technical definition of a recession is? It's not one negative GDP quarter, it's two consecutively, right? So again, we don't know what last quarter was yet because we don't have the finalized data for last quarter, right? But my point is quarter four was positive 2.4%. So that's not negative. The only full quarter that we've had already was last quarter, and the finalized data for that quarter is not out yet. And so the point remains, we can't be in a recession yet because we don't have one confirmed negative GDP quarter, let alone two. Okay? That's the point. Now, we might be heading into one right now if the current month's quarter that we're in right now is negative and last month is confirmed negative. Sure, we're going to be entering a recession, but we don't have one confirmed negative quarter, let alone two yet, is my point. You need two. And it's all love. We can agree to disagree if you think I'm wrong here or whatever. It's all good. But, yeah. All right, Charles Schwab, CEO, says retail investors are pulling back on risk-taking slightly. McDonald's CEO says geopolitical tensions added to economic uncertainty, dampening consumer sentiment more than expected. Rate cut is not going to help the market. Well, it's going to take time. Rate cut, like, there's a lag between rate cuts and the actual effects of them. So it's going to take time. All right, bond yields increasing, though. Look at bond yields bouncing back a little bit. And this is interest rate sentiment. So it's very interesting how, like, we're getting higher interest rate sentiment short term with bond yields rising up. Although the actual interest rate sentiment is lower at 90-10 now. They should be worried. Yeah, I mean, I think we might be heading towards a recession. And we'll see what, we'll see what that looks like. Estee Lauder CEO says headwinds on travel retail businesses are going to be greater in quarter 4 compared to quarter 3. GM says company can offset at least 30% of tariff exposure, fixed costs in 25 to be roughly flat. All right, we're now under the 7.5 level. I almost want to short it here. You know what? I'll try if we can retrace back. I'll try to short this quickly here, but if we pop right back over 7.5, I'm just going to immediately cut this if we can't hold down. If we break the top of this candle, I'm going to get out. Yep, I'm out. We'll see if we dip right back down. I'll short it again, but we got to dip underneath it and hold. What's up, Tobias? Wouldn't rate cut in June ease the recession? Well, it would take time, though. So, like, the Federal Reserve can cut short-term interest rates, and this can stimulate the economy short-term, but it takes a little bit of time to affect, like, broad mortgages, long-term mortgages, and stuff like that. And so we could cut rates, but there's a lag of rate cuts and then impacts on interest. Yeah, we got Apple, Amazon earnings today too. Big day. Microsoft's starting to creep back up here. Look at this. It's at 430s. We'll see what Amazon and Apple do today. They're going to be big. All right, so the U.S. Chamber of Commerce asked the Treasury Secretary Besant Lutnick and USTR Greer to lift tariffs on all small business importers, according to CNBC. Still consolidating here, guys. I mean, I took my last little trade, but we're waiting. We got 40 minutes left until the market opens. Kind of a symmetrical triangle looking pattern here, to be honest. All right, so Mark Zuckerberg plans to sell 166 million of Meta stock, according to Barron's. Uh-oh. Is this going to drop Meta here? Zuck is going to sell 166 million Meta shares. Or $166 million worth of Meta stock. Again, we got this little, like, look. I'm not really trying to mess with this right here. I don't know what it's going to do. We'll see which way it breaks, but... All right, hedge fund Third Point says it owns a meaningful stake in U.S. Steel. Believe planned merger with Nippon Steel will be completed. All right, so we are breaking down. This little pattern is done. We'll see if we can short into this. We got a cushion on the day, though. We're very green, but we need a little retracement back up to short before we come back down. And if not, we're just going to miss it, which is okay. NVIDIA pulling back down to 113.50s. All right, so crypto market capitalization reclaims $3 trillion again. So some weird news that happened on last night here. At 9 Eastern last night, Wall Street Journal decided to report that Tesla had begun a search for a CEO to succeed Elon. At 9:21, others posted that they were skeptical of the report. At 1:20 a.m., Tesla responded stating the report is, quote, absolutely false. 15 minutes later, Elon said there was a, quote, unequivocal denial before the Tesla board. The worst part, Wall Street Journal's source was, according to people familiar with the discussion. So the question you have to ask is, why would Wall Street Journal make that headline report on one of the largest companies in the world after the board denied it? Somebody's lying. The point is, I don't know who's lying. Look at Microsoft pop. So Microsoft and Meta actually rebounding. Look at Microsoft pop back up here. Bitcoin finding some legs. Where's Bitcoin at? Look at this pump in Microsoft here. Bitcoin about to test 100K again within the next few days if the trend continues. It's at 97s right now, 97s. Meta's ripping up, just broke highs of the day. Look at it, about to test 600 if it continues. It's about $10 away from 600. Microsoft pumping up to 430s. I kind of want to buy this, but I need a little dip first, to be honest. You know what? We'll try it. We'll go ahead and jump in. Big increases in these two big tech stocks. We'll see if we can get a pop up and then we'll add to it. We'll keep a tight risk here. Under 68 we'll cut. Very small trade though. We're waiting for the opening bell to take any large risks. And we're already green on the day, so we don't want to give it back heading into the open. A cushion like this is valuable heading into the opening bell. We can take larger risks. All right, so now we're getting a pullback, so maybe we're jumping in a little late. We're right at my risk level here. We're right at my risk level. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this for a very small loss. I don't like what Microsoft is doing, which is giving back this whole big pop that it just did. And so we're still green on the day if you want to check it. Like, look, still green. We got a nice little cushion still. Been very risk averse in my last two trades. I don't want to give too much back. We got 30 minutes left until the open, so. Apple earnings and Amazon earnings both drop after the closing bell today. All right, so Johnson and House Majority Leader Scalise is going to talk to the president this morning, according to Punchbowl. So here we're coming back down. Looks like cutting and there's the right move where I did. So this is a funded account, if you can see at the top chart. This is an actual funded account. It's not a combine account. Still watching for rate cut odds. Oof. Odds of a rate cut just went down drastically in June. Or in May. It's at 4.4% now. Look at this. 4.4%. Bond yields. Still steady decreasing, but they have spiked up to 1.5 or so. Interesting. Johnson, Scalise, Guthrie, and Smith. They're going to go talk to the president. All right, guys, we got market open coming very soon. Yeah, we got whew. Yeah, we got make sure this is right. Yeah. Bouncing right there at 950s here. Previous low. Still in this range. Meta. Microsoft pulling back. 30 minutes left exactly here, chat. I thought ETFs. I don't really mess with those that much, Blaze. I keep my portfolios more simple, like investing long-term into ETFs and stocks, bonds, real estate, high-yield ETFs. I'm not really interested in them because a lot of the time you can like go down. The price of the underlying ETF will go down, but they're still paying high yields, and so there's too much kind of like differential there for me to really be interested in kind of maximizing that. It just makes it too complicated. Making money long term is very simple. You buy and you sit on healthy symbols. Very easy. So we're tapping 950s again here. 950s chat. We got a lot of levels to watch that have actually confirmed really nicely on my charting too. All right, so Microsoft, Meta. Microsoft pulling back to the VWAP 200 exponential right here. So we might actually get a little bounce, but who knows? We might actually dump down to, I have no idea. But Microsoft might bounce is what I'm looking at. Where's Tesla at this morning? Tesla's still green on the day, right? Yeah, or Tesla's pulling back some, but it's still green. Apple is at 209s. Meta at 587s. Yeah, so we didn't bounce there at 950s. We're just continuing down here as Microsoft breaks under some milestone levels. We could retrace back up and go 25 minutes until the open, though. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what the market open brings. Yeah, so Estee Lauder laying off 7,000 more than anticipated here. Yeesh. All right, guys, so we are down under 950s now, under 950s, and I'm watching this 950 level. I just see retractions in Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, chips, tech, pulling back a little bit after a pretty green day, though. Like, the market's been pretty green so far today. Bond yields are still down a ton, but the odds of a rate cut in June have actually decreased over the last 30 minutes. Odds of a rate cut in May have actually decreased down to 4.4%. It's looking like it's going to be June. It's looking like it's going to be June. Here's June. Almost 70% likelihood of a cut by June. 70% likelihood, 69.5. So, yeah, basically 70%. Again, y'all join our Discord. Our Discord is completely free. It doesn't cost anything. Let me post the link. Completely free. Doesn't cost anything. Check it out right here. Join our Discord. Help support your boy here in this channel. I don't know if the China deal will happen anytime soon. They don't keep their promises, and trade deals take a long time to prep. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll eventually happen. I think both, honestly, you got to understand, like, both countries need each other. Regardless of what they say, both countries need each other. Like, we are the largest buyer of Chinese goods in the world, right? Just to put that into perspective, right? They're manufacturing. What China's good at is manufacturing. We are the largest buyer of those manufactured goods in the world. And so they can say whatever they want, but I think a deal is going to get done eventually. I think it's an inevitable thing. I think what China's probably waiting for is to see if the U.S. pressures them, or pressures the current president to bend a little bit in terms of the tariffs, to see if they don't have to, like, come to the table, and that, like, the U.S. will pressure him to do it anyway. Like, I think that's probably what they're doing, and they put in a vote this morning, and that vote got rejected by one vote. So basically this morning, we did a news release on x.com at Beginner Trades, and we talked about this. So the Senate narrowly rejected a bipartisan resolution to end the national emergency-based tariffs by a 49-49 tie vote, with Vance casting the tie-breaking vote. And so, yeah. I think we might see more easing in tariffs, but it's going to take time. I don't think it's going to happen right away. All right, so we are now bouncing back up. We're at 19,965s here. 19,965. So we're starting to rebound a little bit here. Yeah, so just to put this into perspective, the largest single country buyer of Chinese goods is the U.S., importing roughly $583 billion worth of Chinese exports in 2023. It equates to about 16.2% of their total exports. For comparison, the next biggest destinations are Hong Kong with 8% and Japan at under 5%. Right, so we are, again, the single largest country buyer of Chinese imports. And so in that regard, they need us. You can make 10% try to seem small, but compared with all the countries in the world, it's very, very large. Very, very large. NASDAQ's bouncing back up. We're at 963s. Hey, what's up, Zen? Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Welcome, bro. Oh, but yeah, just to put this into perspective and give the other side, the U.S. absolutely needs China. Absolutely. You know, if not, we're going to see inflation go up a lot. Right? So both countries, again, very much need each other. Regardless of what either one of them says, both countries very much need each other. That's why this trade tariff battle is such an influential thing over markets. Yeah, employment data came out much higher than expected, panicked the market, but the market's starting to rebound big right now. Let's see if there's a reason. MasterCard CEO says fundamentals that support consumer spending have been solid, according to a conference call. Kohl's terminates CEO Ashley Buchanan for cause. Michael Bender appointed interim CEO. Charles Schwab CEO says they are working on spot crypto trading within 12 months. Yeah, so again, Schwab going to start spot crypto within 12 months, within a year, they say. We'll see if that happens. I hope it does. Market's bouncing back, rebounding pretty quickly. Let's see if there's a stock related to this movement. Hold on. AMD, Nvidia rebounding. Yeah, I've traded micro Bitcoin. It doesn't have a huge range. Employment was not good. Jobless claims, unemployment filings showed up much higher than expected, which is not good. That means much more people filed for unemployment week to week than expected here. So again, that was not good. It's worse than expected for sure. We're bouncing back up though. We're over 7.5. Like 20,000 is the big milestone psychological level that I'm specifically watching today. 20,000 is what I'm watching right now. All right, let's see if 7.5 holds it up. I don't want to short this little baby bounce. Do we want to? Too strong. See if we regret not shorting it here. Isn't more people unemployed good? I mean, not really. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. If you fear inflation, I guess. But inflation's come in pretty reasonable lately. And so, no. Not when the market, I should have shorted. Not when the market fears a recession. Higher unemployment is bad. Yeah, it might push the market to cut rates earlier than expected, but honestly, the rate cut odds, like I said earlier, they've actually decreased for May. They're under 4.5% right now for May. So, like, look, they're under 4.5%. So, for June, they went up, though. So, for June, we're at basically 70% likelihood of a cut for June, and by 25 basis point cut, so 1/4%. But, you know, May, they've actually gone down, the odds of rate cuts. So, all right, so Caroline Levitt are briefing some people. Let's see.
Retention, promotion, and training based on.
I don't think any of this is going to move markets. I should have shorted. All right, guys, 15 minutes. 15 minutes into the opening bell. We got ISM services, or no, ISM manufacturing PMI data at 10. All right, guys. Still watching 975 up here. Microsoft at 428.70s, 428.70s. So we're watching that as well. Data was worse than expected. Most data that's come out over the last 48 hours worse than expected. GDP negative versus positive expectation. Jobless claims higher than expected. More people filing for unemployment. Prelim NFP non-farm employment change data showed up 50% worse than the expected number in terms of expansion and jobs. We also had some good data that came out over the last day, which was specifically Microsoft and Meta earnings, which had a very positive reaction, although QCOM did react negatively. And then we had ISM manufacturing PMI dropping at 10 o'clock today, along with Apple and Amazon earnings in the evening. So yeah, non-farm payrolls, unemployment tomorrow morning. Big jobs report. That's probably the biggest economic release of this week is non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment tomorrow at yeah, that's a big report. And then next week we got the Fed meeting next Wednesday. Market's testing back up there. It's over 975s. Meta just broke highs of the day, got up to 591s. All right, guys, Meta up to 591.50s, almost 92s. Microsoft consolidating, but Meta's driving this market right now. Meta's up to 591s, right under $600. I think that's a big psychological level I'm going to be paying attention to, $600 on Meta. We'll see if we can hit that or not. We got about 10 minutes until the opening bell, about 40 minutes until ISM service or ISM manufacturing data today. Look at this pop. We're hitting the 200 exponential right here. Still heading up. There's 20,000. I'm going to short this, actually. We'll double our size. I don't like that. I'm going to cut half. Flat. That's not bad. Do I want to add back to it? I don't know. Meta keeps breaking highs. Probably kind of dumb of me to short this. I think it could retrace right here, though, so we'll give it a second. There we go. All right, we're going to cut that immediately just to protect the trade. Slightly green on the trade. We'll see if we can flush down some more. I'm going to get out there. We ended up green on the trade, but it wasn't a lot. I just don't trust it. I think Meta's looking a little too strong for me. I'm worried this is going to push up and maybe retest 20,000 right here. There's 20K right there. So, like, I don't necessarily want to get stuffed at 20K as we creep back up. I might regret it, but honestly, I'm not that good at pre-market trading. And so I'm trying to keep it really risk averse. We're green on the day, though. We're nicely green on this account. We'll see if we can keep grinding it up. What I've noticed is, like, you know very quickly when you have a profitable system versus when you don't. Right? And so what I'm trying to say, guys, is that if you're continuing to trade and like blowing accounts and losing accounts, adjust your system, obviously. Some people stay like poking away at bad systems for too long. This last system I built is definitely a good system. It's just very green. You know, all my accounts are green right now. And yeah, it's just a lot easier to make money. You know, like we had a bad string of results though, but like just to put this into perspective, like here's the current system since the beginning of April. You know, maybe took a little bit too much risk right here, but that's all right. But still pretty good. It's not going to be perfect, though. We're not going to win on every single trade, every single day, constantly, never-ending green. It's just not a reasonable expectation, but definitely top 3 worst ever. I think my wife likes Red Dwarf, the old TV show from the 80s. Yeah, my wife liked Red Dwarf. She tried to get me to watch an episode like a couple weeks ago. I couldn't do it. I think it's one of those shows you had to watch when it came out originally. Day trading, I'm on a funded account program, so I'm paid as an independent contractor. Is what it is. And again, if you want to check out Top Step, link is pinned to the top of the chat. They give you a 50K demo. They test your skill with it. You pass the test, they fund you. You fail, you only lose what you pay for it. In this case, the base one is $50 a month, basically. If you can make 3K in profit without losing 2K, following their rules and conditions, they fund you 50,000 with a 90% split. Prior to that split kicking in, you get to keep your first 10K. So it's very similar to funding your own account once you're funded in terms of split and profit. And if you're good enough, you can then build up profit, withdraw, and fund your own account. But if you fail, you're out $50. So it's limited risk, similar reward, best of both worlds, in my opinion. And they paid out hundreds of million. You can see it pinned to the top of the chat. The new system that I've built here, and again, they're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased. Some would say I'm the top 3 most biased person of all time ever in the world right now. So understand all the stuff on screen. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. Sometimes I trade off stream. Sometimes I lose off stream. I don't even claim to be a good trader. Top 3 worst trader of all time ever in the world right now. Microsoft just got a quick pop. But the system mostly revolves around major levels, milestone levels, and attacking the range around those levels, if that makes sense. Like attacking this range, attacking this pullback here and looking for a bounce. Like the range around different levels. Looking at confirmations, isolations of levels like highs. Works really well. Attacking the trend a lot. Is this a Backstreet Boy beard? I shaved it the other day. I just used a 3 guard. Is this a Backstreet Boy beard? Bro, I used to never be able to grow a beard. I'm just glad I have a beard right now. I'm just glad I have hair and I have a beard. Okay, because when I was 25, I would grow the top 3 worst beards of all time ever in the world right now. Top 3 worst beards ever when I was 23, 24, 25. I couldn't grow a beard till I was 30. Now it's the top 3 greatest beard of all time ever in the world. You should thank me for gracing you with my presence with this beard. Okay? Oh, wait, I said that backwards. But it's alright. You get the point. Alright, guys. So we are about to open the opening. We're about to open the market right now. We got 3 minutes left. Microsoft pushing up. This music is way too loud in my headphones. There we go. That was just way too loud. Market's about to open. Let's see what happens. Bitcoin is strong today. We'll see if it breaks 100. I hope it does. Meta at 595s. Yeah, y'all, good luck. I wouldn't say we're running. I would say the market's mostly down from the numbers here. You can kind of see the market reactions to these numbers here. Like, market's down. What's driving the market is Microsoft and Meta right now. Microsoft Meta pushing up a lot. Microsoft just broke highs. Or did it? No, it didn't. Microsoft testing highs right now. Meta just broke highs of the day at 595s, approaching 600s. All right, guys, a minute and a half before the opening bell here. We got 1.5 minutes. Look at this red candle show up, though. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any news that might be causing this pop. We had some like U.S. talks, like foreign policy talks, but I don't see anything. MasterCard CFO says healthy consumer and business spending in Q1. Yeah, I don't see anything moving markets. All right, guys, we got 45 seconds here, chat. 45 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're caught up. All right, let's do this. All right, you guys ready? There's the opening bell, chat. All right, guys, so we have a little bit of red, but look at Microsoft pop, Meta dropping. Microsoft just popped up to 436s right now. 436s here. Kind of crazy, honestly. Again, guys, we got ISM manufacturing PMI data today. Be ready. Red action showing up, even though, like, look at Microsoft pop and then look at Meta come down here, and the market's actually red. Nvidia's falling down as well. Apple's pushing up, so very flat, kind of choppy, weird day, to be honest here. I wouldn't say we have any actually like good movement right now that's easy to trade. I would be careful right now. We got ISM manufacturing index. Red action here, bouncing off of 950s. I'm going to let a couple minutes pass first. Microsoft surging up, almost 437s. But the market is falling down. AMD, what is dropping the market right now? Hold on. Palantir, under 120s. Meta, falling down quick. Look at this red. Whoa. Bond yields still dropping pretty significantly here. White House advisor Miller says relief for small businesses will come in the form of tax cuts. The South Korea parliament raises motion to impeach the finance minister. Finance minister resigns, according to one of their apps. Look at this pop back up here. Very weird price action. Meta dumping down at 580s at the opening bell, though. But look at this big surge back up. This is very weird. Microsoft breaking highs. Meta breaking down at the opening bell. Palantir as well. Apple's actually up, though. Nvidia's starting to creep back up. It's just this is a weird market right now, guys. I don't even know if I can trade this right now. I have to wait at least a couple minutes to see if this settles, because this is strange price action. Y'all be careful. Later, Sam. Have a good day, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. Nvidia up to 114, so Nvidia is actually creeping back up pretty big here. We're now about 3.5 minutes into the day. I'm gonna let things settle some first. We just bought this little dip. We're gonna cut that now. We lost 10, but and get more confirmation. Looks like I should have held it maybe. Starting to see a dip in Nvidia. I'm gonna try this again. We're gonna add to it. Taking a little bit more risk than normal here, but I want to give it time to rebound back up. We'll take some time. I should have never traded this open. The price action is just weird. We're getting too close to these lows for me. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut it. So we're down on this one on the day now. Just such weird price action, dude. I might switch my account and trade a different one. I just don't like this price action at all. It's too freaking volatile, bro. Look at this flush. Yeah, I don't like this at all because look at Microsoft dump down here too. I think that's dragging the market down a lot. See if we reject this top. See what's rebounding back up. So Apple, guys, flying up ahead of this report. I'm gonna short this maybe, but we're kind of shorting Apple's strength. I guess I'll try to short it. One contract. I'm going to try to add to this, but it's definitely a little sketchy right now in markets, I think. Up about 20. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So we just made about 30 on that one. So the short was there. Retracing back up. Look at Meta come back down though too. I guess I'm short biased here, but I think it's pretty easy to be short biased. We'll try it. There we go. All right, Meta flushing down a little bit, giving back some of these gains. We're gonna add to this. There we go. Take half off. Get out the rest there. All right. Meta just dumping down under 470s right now. 470s. Remember, I think we got regular manufacturing PMI at 9:45. The big one's at 10 a.m. though. So I think we got regular manufacturing one at 9:45. I don't know if it's really going to move things with all the volatility that we're seeing right here, but still. MasterCard CEO says they do not really see significant upfronting of spending. Did they really? All right, so yeah. So CCTV did say that the U.S. has reached out to China to initiate tariff talks. But that happened way earlier. That happened as of yesterday. All right, so we're dipping down. Here's 19.9s. Like, I'll short, but we need to move back up. I'll short 950s and then use this 965 level as a risk. All right, so White House Advisor Miller does not commit to tariff relief for small businesses. Wait. Yeah. All right, so we got up to 940s. I think that probably would have been enough to short, but I missed it. Microsoft bouncing back a little bit here, though. Let's see if we pop back up right here, or if we dump down and continue down. All right, remember, guys, in about 3.5 minutes, we have regular manufacturing PMI numbers. It's expected at 50.7, 50.7. I gotta wait for me. Too much stuff dropping. We got 2 minutes until regular manufacturing PMI drops, and then the big one's at 10 a.m. for ISM, which is the Institute of Supply Management. I gotta wait until they finish. Consolidating around the lows of the day now for a lot of stuff here. We got about 1.5 minutes before Chicago PMI. About 2 minutes until manufacturing PMI. Again, expected at 50.7. 50.7. All right, guys. So NVIDIA up to 113s. Apple, good day on so far leading into earnings, but again, we're kind of sideways right now. Microsoft up. Meta still testing lows. We got 30 seconds left. We'll see what we get for this report, chat. 30 seconds. Again, it's expected at 50.7. The greater above 50, the stronger the manufacturing sector there is. The more below 50, the weaker, more contracting manufacturing sector it is. I would short this if we didn't have this data releasing in about 20 seconds, to be honest. I would short this right here if we didn't have this data releasing in 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here's the report. Again, it's expected at 50.7. It ended up showing up. They're a little late on this report. Didn't really move. They're late. Look at this big pop. I'm going to short this. Oh, I got the retracement. All right, we're going to add to it here. I just don't want to rip over this level. All right, we're flat. It came in at 45.3 for Canada. We'll take a little risk here, see if we retrace back down some. There we go. Half. One contract left. All right, we're going to cut the rest right there, which I like. There we go. Yeah, they're late on this report. It showed 50.6. Or no, that was the forecast. They haven't showed this one yet. Okay, it showed 50.2. 50.2 for S&P Global Manufacturing. This is not a big one. It's not really going to move markets. But I'll put it up in chat if you want to see it. All right, now we got the ISM number. Again, it showed up at 50.2. Last time was 50.7. Weird. APIs are weird today, bro. They're not really that good today. Like usually, like a lot of different APIs are pretty quick with this, but they're slower today, dude. Strange. We do have the Atlanta Fed GDP now dropping today too. Look at this rebound back up. I'm going to try to short this, although it's a little risky here. We'll try. All right, we're out. The big one, ISM data. NVIDIA rebounding all the way back up, so we didn't stay shorting this for very long. Creeping up, though, in markets, guys. Wow. Again, guys, remember, in 12 minutes, we got ISM manufacturing PMI data. It's expected at 48s. Today, 48s. Last time showed up at 49s. Today, they're expecting 48s, which is a contracting manufacturing sector, slightly contracting manufacturing sector. Manufacturing PMI, global manufacturing showed up at 50.2 for April. 50.7 last time. So yeah, 50.2 in April, unchanged since March. Take a look at global manufacturing. Outlook falls slightly amid only marginally new order book growth. Sentiment about future output at 10-month low. Selling charges increase at fastest rate since February of 23 on the S&P Global PMI data report. Jumping in. We're out. We are now up over $100 in this account on the day, which is pretty good. Again, the big one's in about 9.5 minutes. 9.5 minutes. Yields are down overall, I think, still. They did start to spike. You can look at like TNX here. 4.14. ISM service, or I keep saying services, ISM manufacturing. All right, manufacturing PMI dropping today. Testing 20,000 again, which is a big psychological level. We got about 7.5 minutes left. All right, so again, we're very kind of whippy right now in markets. Bond yields are down on the day, but slightly now. They were down more earlier, but interest rate sentiment is going down with weaker economic reports that we're seeing. We're green in one account, red in the other. Could be worse. All right, so look at this fall. This is a big red candle. Do I want to buy this little pullback dip? No. Too heavy. I don't know, 20 to 40 probably trades. If we're talking trades. 20 to 40. give or take. Depends on the day, to be honest, of what's going on. All right, guys, here we go. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'll put a timer up. I realize I don't have a timer. All right, this timer's a little bit early, but here's the timer. We're breaking down in the NASDAQ. All right, look at this flush down. We're at 930s, 920s. I will short a little bounce up to 950s if we can get it, but it's going to be a very, very, very short-term trade. I need a little bounce, though. We didn't get it. Oh, well. Should have shorted it. Microsoft falling down, looking heavy. So is Meta. Apple, Palantir, a lot of stuff going red. Oh, I didn't catch it. I'll try to add to it. See if we get a little jump here. A little fall. I'm going to reduce my size, protect the trade a little bit. I don't like that big size that I had. 3 contracts a little bit too much. There we go. That's much, much better. We'll add to this. There we go. Take another little piece off. We'll get out the rest there. All right, cool. Slow grind. All right, guys, we got 2.5 minutes left. Apple at 211s. I don't know what I'm expecting. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, chat. Wish me luck. All right, we're testing this bottom of the range. We got 2 minutes left. All right, look at this big flush down here, chat. Testing lows ahead of PMI data. We got a minute and a half left. 1.5 minutes before ISM manufacturing PMI's report. All right, testing this low. All right, guys, 50 seconds. Give me your last minute predictions. Higher or lower than expected, chat. Higher or lower than expected. All right, guys, 1 minute. ISM manufacturing PMI expected at 48. Expected at 48. 20 seconds. NASDAQ just broke lows of the day right ahead of this report. Crack lows of the day right before this report. 10 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's the report right here. All right, ISM manufacturing PMI 48.7, stronger than expected. 48.7, stronger than expected. Lower manufacturing prices and stronger ISM manufacturing PMI than expected at 48.7 versus 48 expected. 48.7 versus 48 expected. Stronger manufacturing than expected. Again, ISM manufacturing PMI 48.7. 48.7 versus 48 expected. Again, prices. All right, guys, so it was better than expected. Showed a stronger manufacturing than expected. Look at yields rip up on this report. Interesting. So look at yields go up. Accompanying market reactions going down here. We'll put this data up on the screen. Again, 48.7 versus 48 expected. Microsoft just surpassed Apple to become the largest company by market cap in the world right now. Here's the numbers right here. We just put them up on screen. We'll put these up on... Here's the data release right here, guys. We're right around lows. Very whippy market, though. Y'all just be very, very careful here. Very, very careful. Starting to rebound back up a little bit here as well. We'll see what happens. All right, so now we're heading back down here. Ooh, do I want to short this? Kind of. I'm gonna wait. This is the level, like, that's like kind of my like level, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna wait, guys. We're green on this account on the day. I don't really want to give too much back, so I'll see what happens. Hey, listen, I love you all. Y'all be good. Have a great day. If you want to check out Top Step, link is in the description. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. Most day traders lose, so if you fund your own account thousands, most day traders in the beginning lose their first couple accounts. Most of them lose thousands. I know I did. There's a cheaper way to learn, and learning in a structured environment is valuable. Top Step's base combine is $49 a month plus tax. They give you a 50K demo. They test your skill. They have tons of resources. If you pass that test, you got to make 3K without losing 2K in profit first. If you could pass that test, they fund you 50K, 90% split. Prior to that split kicking in, you get to keep your first 10K in profit. So it's very similar to funding your own account in terms of split and reward. The risk is noticeably less at $50 a month for the base one. The top one's $150 a month. And there's no PDT in futures. Most pro day traders trade futures, and learning in the structured environment makes sense. And they've paid out millions, fund thousands. It's just a great way to learn. You can check it out pinned at the top of the chat. Although, again, guys, remember all this stuff on screen. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable. If you lose, always make your own assessment. Trade smart. Trade responsibly, guys. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say here. Do not copy me. Understand the stuff on screen. I can't guarantee anything. You want to confirm it all with them. And we will be back later on today, guys, because tomorrow we have payrolls. Tomorrow we have unemployment. We got Amazon and Apple earnings after the closing bell today. Amazon and Apple earnings after the closing bell today. It might be wild. We will stream it all. Bond yields going green for the first time today. They are almost at 4.2% for 10-year bond yields right now. So, yeah, check it out. Again, give me a follow on x.com @beginnertrades. Great way to help support your boy here on this channel @beginnertrades. We cover a lot of these news releases quick. So subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks so much. I love you all. Have a great day. We'll see you guys a little bit later, a couple hours. Or like, well, a lot of hours, but we'll see you guys today. Later, chat.